on the Senator side, you know, I can't blame them for being a little bit flummoxed by this all. Like it's a little bit mystifying because you see your team that's able to play so well. You've pushed 2 games to overtime, and it's just not happened for you. And I think because of the first game, I think it's carryover from the first game. The questions about Linus Ullmark are there, and you know I think he's lost 4 or 5 straight in the playoffs now.
He lost game 2 last year with the Bruins. He would have lost game. Did he lose game 6 for them?
I think so. Something like that.
In the Panthers series? Oh, boy.
So my question to you guys is, do you hang any of that on Linus Ullmark? Because I don't think I do.
Last night, I mean, for both OT winners, the Domi one and Benoit one, he doesn't see the puck. He doesn't see it at all. And I don't think that's his fault. I think it's the Leafs doing a really good job and the Sens struggling to deal with all that. One goes off of another teammate skate. So for the second straight game, one of his own players scores against him.
Yep.
And then what else? Matthews.
I mean, the Marner play was just otherworldly.
The meme is very funny and doesn't make Ullmark look good. And maybe you can hang some of it on him. It's a full team. Everyone blew it. Everyone blew it on that play. So, like, what are they going to do? Go to someone else for game 4? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, he is their star goaltender. He is the guy that they signed to a long-term deal.
If you're going to do that to him in year 1 of this thing, you're screwed.
I don't even know if that's year 1. Like, this extension doesn't kick in till this summer? Yeah, the extension doesn't kick in.
You're right.
Yes, he had a year left and then signed the extension.
The Bruins are so dumb.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at them.
I know. Jesse, do you hang any of this on him? Is the criticism that he is taking warranted?
No, I think it's silly to think that Ullmark's even a little bit responsible for any of these losses. Like, I don't think he's the reason they're down 0-3.
There's some times where I feel like teams get outmatched. Like I'm watching obviously the Habs and Caps series, and Montreal fans got upset when I said that there's a huge talent differential. Like the Caps are just better. They're just way better. And I'm not saying the differential here in this series is anything like that series. But Habs fans were upset about that. I don't expect them to react rationally, but the Caps are objectively a better team. We're coming in, we're completely favored, and by the way, they're showing you why. They're running the Habs over here.
The Habs have more high-end talent than we thought they did. Mm-hmm. But if you look throughout the lineup, like, you're just objectively correct.
Yeah, and I think like you look at what they're trying to do, and it's like, wow, the fans are like, well, we need to get our Bergerac guy back in, or we need to get Michael Pezzetta in. I'm like, the Caps will feast on that. They're not going to fight those guys. Well, they're just going to let them go off. And so I feel like in this scenario too, it's a little bit like when Toronto was in against Washington in 17, when they were in against Boston in 18, those teams were objectively better. If Toronto was going to win those series were going to be ones that they stole, that they took a little bit from, that people really were not favoring them to win. And I feel like that's, if you're an underdog team, you kind of have to embrace the underdog role, which is the most likely outcome is you're going to lose.
The tricky, well, yes, there is that. The tricky thing is when you're losing, you assume it's for a reason. And all right, it's sort of like at the beginning of the season where I'm like, I cannot believe the Leafs are running this core back. We've seen it not work enough times that we can be done here. Similarly, okay, well, we're down 0-2. We're losing. Let's make a big change. Let's do something, anything. What did the Habs do in 2021 to turn the series around against the Leafs? I don't think it was anything, if I remember correct. They might have did they get Jake Evans back?
I think Tavares being out, and I think Danault shutting Matthews down.
Tavares was out for the 3 wins?
Yeah, but Danault figured Matthews out, shut that line
down. Oh, he sure did. But, like, Danault didn't re-enter the lineup is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Like, I kind of like not going down with the ship. What is it? Riding on the horse that brought you there? Mm-hmm. Or riding with the horses that brought you there? Whatever the old friggin'... You're better at old man sayings than I am. So, like, I don't think the Sens necessarily have to do anything wildly differently? Like, what does Hamonic get into game 4? Does Highmore get into game 4? And like, what are we talking about here? Like, is that going to make all the difference in the world? If I'm the Sens, I think the most frustrating thing about this series is I think a lot of the narrative around game 1 was cope. Game 2, we could have won that. Game 3, we should have won that. Dude, you're on home ice. You've been complaining about the calls in games 1 and 2. That
you got all the calls.
Gift-wrapped it for you.
Yeah.
Gift-wrapped. The Stützle call that sent Lorentz to the box was a joke. The Sanderson non-call on Marner, knowing that was called, was a joke. Nyes going to the box without Shabbat going with him is a joke. You got a 5-on-3 out of that. The Tavares hook on Kachuk, where he went down like a friggin' cardboard cutout in a rainstorm.
I can see in real time how you make that call, but on slow-mo, it's bad.
It looks horrible.
Yeah.
But like,
it worked.
In a lot of games, you're not getting that call.
Right.
And that's a game where you got that call. Home ice, you got all the calls, and you don't come up with that game. That's a missed opportunity. Huge missed opportunity. So that's the thing I'm most frustrated about.
I think it's
if
fair.
I'm a Sens fan.
I think it's fair to admit, though, that when you're the Sens looking at this series, you're a young team, and there is a talent discrepancy here amongst these two teams that are going at it. Like, not all these teams in the playoffs are equal. Like, I know the Sens are in there and they're fighting, but the Leafs came in as the better team, and they are playing like that. Like, they've executed what they have intended to do. And it's going to work out if the Leafs are playing their best hockey.
I think people are really struggling with the Leafs, as am I.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Like, this is, like, forget them looking good. This is the most normal they've been in. The Leafs had a downright uneventful season. Like, okay, they had a couple goalie injuries. Matthews going to Europe was obviously that was highly unusual. It was they played lots of tight 1-goal games. I don't remember them ever having a line clearing brawl. Did anyone get suspended? Like, were there, there was the nice thing. Oh, Reeves got suspended. That was quite bad. But they had a downright run-of-the-mill season. Mm-hmm. Any fiery Craig Berube quotes? Like any like obvious tension there.
The worst quote I can remember, and that turned into the best one, was William Nylander. It's like, big deal, it's 3 games, when they lost 3, and then they won 3 in a row, and he's like, big deal, it's 3 games.
That was the one situation where the season could have got really out of hand, or at least in terms of the and it didn't. And now we've come into the playoffs, and Sens fans they're chirping, and they have every right to chirp, and they're talking about the free bye to the second round. And I mean, most teams in recent memory, as in last year, would be like, hell yeah, we get to play the Leafs in round 1.
Mm-hmm. It's not last year.
It's not last year. And I think we're all Leafs fans, Sens fans, neutral observers. We're all struggling with the Leafs being downright ordinary. Ordinary.
You are.
I am. Of course I am. Of course I am. I've watched them too closely.
I've been trying to tell you all series, they're just a good team.
Now, he can accept that rationally, but emotionally.
You've been trying to tell me every year. You've been trying to tell me every year, and I didn't believe you. That's why.
You look at how this has played out, where they're up 3-0, and they're beating up on a lesser opponent, I would say, in terms of the talent on paper. And the Leafs are being rewarded for the season they had. Because this is what you've been asking of them for the years past, where you want them to go out and win the division and get the matchup that's ideal and have home ice and not have to face the Panthers or Bruins or Lightning in the first round.
Winning the division
we see
was
now,
rather important.
We see now how crucial it was that they did play great regular season games. And thankfully for them, this season there wasn't the Bruins who set an all-time wins record. There wasn't the Panthers who win the President's Trophy or anything like that.
And the Lightning aren't on their cup run.
Yeah, and the Leafs took advantage of those opportunities. They put up the points that they did, and it led to a division victory, and it led to this first-round matchup. If the Leafs are up against the Panthers right now, say they're in that 2 seed where the Lightning were, This thing is, I don't know if they're beating the Panthers. I don't know if
it ain't 3-0 Leafs.
It's 100% not 3-0, but they played great all regular season long, got rewarded with this opponent, and they executed here in these 3 games, and now are up 3-0.
And Ottawa will be, I mean, okay, again, the series isn't over, but no matter how this series shakes out, the Senators will be better for it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what's a shame about the Battle of Ontario is 2017 when the Sens went on that run to the Eastern Conference Final, almost made the Cup Final. We were gearing up for the Leafs and Sens to be going to war every year because they were great already. Like, I don't remember.
And there was no reason why they shouldn't have been the next year.
Oh, it was that Carlson stuff and ownership stuff.
It was ownership.
Is a tough go. But you're a goal away from the Stanley Cup Final. That's all we talked about heading into the 17-18 season. Also heading into the 17-18 season, holy shit, the Leafs, who just finished last place, actually went for the playoffs. And they're young, and they're going to be a contender in a few years. That's what people were saying. So the Battle of Ontario was getting ready to pop off. And then the Sens never made the playoffs again until now. And it's like the roles are reversed. Like the Leafs are kind of coming to this weird fork in the road that everyone's kind of ignoring because eyes on the prize. It's the playoffs right now. Just like the Sens were with Carlson. And the Sens are this young up-and-coming team. This series has been real exciting and as advertised, but not quite as tight.
I don't think the games are even as close as they appear on the scoreboard.
Tell me about that.
Because we've seen the Leafs play these games all season long. And if you look at how the beats of the periods and the scoring has gone each game, in game 1, took care of business. Not even close.
Not even close.
Game 2, everything is shut down for 2 periods.
Yes.
Second period's shaky, but they get through it in the end. It's 1 goal that they allow, which is a bad play. You don't want to allow that goal. And then they turn up the offense. They get a quick OT goal. Game over. Game 3, very similar situation where they execute.
Up 2-1.
They execute early in that 3rd period, get the goal, shut things down. We get a Kachuk goal. All right, not great, but we turn back on the offense. We get our quick goal in OT. They've been doing everything they want to do in each game. They're not trying to run up the score each time because they can't, because the Sens are a good team.
Well, and that's just...
It's not how hockey...
They've done that so few times this year.
Right. That's not how they've ever played. It's not how playoff hockey is played. You're not going to get 1,000,000 goals every single time out. So they haven't tried to play like that. They've tried to just get that 1 extra goal when they turn back on their offense. And they've done it to perfection in games 2 and games 3. So I don't have complaints about the Leafs and how they've been playing. I think they've executed and outperformed their opponent.